Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy Wednesday.
Mhm.
Hope you guys are all doing amazing, man. Hope you're doing great. It's April 16th, 2025, and we're going to get the party started right out of the gate here. So, welcome to AK Roundtable. Glad to be on with you all. I've got my co-host here tonight, who is going to be Dylan Malone. For those of you that don't know Dylan heads up our AK Dash division. Awesome guy, great guy. Great guy to talk to. Good guy. If you're into like working out at the gym and like getting buff, he's that guy. He's the guy that's gonna help you get an awesome workout regime, but he's also gonna help you with getting on the Dash platform as well, guys. So any help that we can give you guys, we're right there for you. Let's kick this thing off. So first and foremost, down at the very bottom, you have your chat window that's down at the very bottom. You'll see it. Make sure you can chat, you can chat with people individually, you can chat with everyone on there. And then of course you also do have the ability to send reactions, like raise your hand, thumbs up. Robert Wallace will shoot a heart out from time to time, right, Mr. Wallace? You know how it goes. But no, we're good, man. Feel free to use the reactions, and we'll keep partying through this roundtable here tonight. The goal here, team, is to take away golden nuggets from every one of these roundtables. And if you can take one thing away that you can really apply to your business and continue to push that forward, then coming out ahead. Would you guys agree with that? Just take away those golden nuggets, right? The other thing too is it's a real interactive meeting. And what that means is I want you to think of like us entering a big wood door in a castle somewhere, and we're going into the big round table room where there's this huge wood table. There's these cool chairs around the table, and we're all sitting there, man. Obviously, we're not. We're all virtual all over the world kind of here. But what I will say is imagine that we're in that same room together. And really what we're trying to do is we're trying to ask questions that are, a little bit deeper than, hey, how's the weather? Hey, how's business, right? Let's get a little bit deeper on these conversations, because that will uncover some things that I think are important for growth. Have you guys ever seen those Clydesdales that are running down the street and they have the blinders on each side of them? Have you seen that before? What are those called? Anybody have an idea of what those are called? Those blinders, are they called blinders? Is that what they are? You get my drift though, right, guys? You only see what you see based upon the things that you've been through in the past up until right now. So the goal is to expand the peripheral vision as much as we can through deeper questions. So please do not hold back on questions. The only silly question is the one unasked, right, Mr. Chad Keeping? Agree with that? I know you do, brother. So let's ask the questions and let's dig into this thing. We're going to start this round off with some wins. But before we do, I do have a housekeeping item that's important for all of you on the round table. You guys raise your hand if you're aware of the contractor network that you have access to, guys, that you have the ability to get your listing on. If you don't know about it, there's a link that's dropped in the chat. Dylan Malone's going to drop that in there. They're free listings that you guys can onboard. The basic listing is completely free. For those of you guys that are on AK Dash on King Boss, you end up with a premium listing, but regardless, you're on the contractor network, and you will be pinned on the map so that when you have facility managers or property managers that are visiting Asphalt Kingdom and they're looking for people to service their pavement, they're able to actually find you based upon the geographical regions that they are located in. So we do, just to be transparent, 22 years of being in business. We have a lot of content out there. Our sales team gets contacted daily. We get messages through social media. We get phone calls, we get chats, we get emails, and people are looking for projects. Some of the clients that have approached us, some of these property managers and facility managers, we're speaking about like Simon Malls, JLL, McDonald's, Walmart, like they're buying from us to do their own kind of work in-house, smaller work, but they're looking for pavement contractors to do work that's outside of the scope of them being able to do a little touch-up or minor repair. You guys following me here? Yeah? Okay, cool. So take advantage of that, you guys, and that's available to you guys. Hopefully that brings you some great leads, and those leads will be emailed right over to you and also pumped into your free AK Dash access, where those leads get pumped into, guys, where those contacts are created as well. Dylan, just a quick question for you, brother. I've got multiple screens going on, so if I'm not looking right at the camera, I'm looking at you guys on a big screen, all right? But Dylan, if there's anyone on here that's having challenge with getting on the contractor network or needing some assistance there, what's the best route, call to action, so to speak, that we should be following, Mr. Malone?
I'm more than happy to help. Myself and or Mackie are doing customer success for the contractor network.
Got it. Perfect. So Malone, can you drop in Mackie and your calendar to get time booked? Mackie also helps a lot with AK Dash and just trying, getting things. If you guys have help tickets, if there's anything that you need assistance and some training on, Mackie will always do her best. And I can tell you, our team really does try our very best, with everyone that we're communicating with. So we appreciate you guys. And I always say this, together we always will achieve more. Relationships are really, really important, guys. Nurture them. A lot of the time, I'll tell you, I'm going to be transparent. We'll get a client that, let's say, will come in to us, place an order, and then all of a sudden post something on social media. They haven't got their rig or something within the time frame that we had expected to get it. That's happened. It's happened before. We're not perfect. We do our very best to make it all happen. But what we find is when people start to take an aggressive approach on actually like working against you, then there's nothing that comes out of it that's bright or light. And I recommend you guys do the same thing with your customers, right? Like your goal is to work together as partners to achieve more success. Does that make sense, guys? So if you're having challenge, guys, please, please, please make sure that you try to be as patient as you can and just know that our team is really doing our best to service you guys. We're not hiding behind anywhere. There's no curtains that are up. We really are working hard to service at our highest possible level. And I hope that you're able to communicate the same thing with your customers, okay, when things are busy or when things might not be perfect. Does that make sense? First golden nugget, be patient. Ask your customers to actually communicate with you effectively and create that relationship. Cool. All right, let's dig into it. So wins here this week, over the last week. Any wins that you guys have? I know Kyle, man, you've got a big win. I know Robert's got multiple wins, but I'm excited for all these wins that are going on. Let's kick this off, Robert, if you don't mind, with Kyle. I want to get Kyle to share his win because he literally came into this meeting fired up and fueled up, brother. Let's do it.
I got a few, but the best three. Monday, I landed my first job. It was a referral from an asphalt company who somehow found me. Smaller job, crack fill seal coat for a driveway about 8,000 square feet. Cool. Yesterday, I got my second deal landed. This came from a cold email that I sent a golf course about 2 months ago. They got back to me. I've been working with them. City council issues. Additional asphalt needs to be poured. I'm subcontracting that. 63,000 square feet. They gave me the deal yesterday. Today, I got my third freaking phone call with a third deal. 75,000 square foot parking lot at a lumber yard. Man, it's just a freaking great day. It's just a great day. Now I'm freaking out. Like, how am I going to do all this? So anyway, hang in there, everybody. It will come. That I was at the point where I was like, I'm calling, I'm emailing, I'm putting flyers on doors on the weekend. Nobody's getting back to me. My pricing too high. What am I doing? Boom, here they come. They're starting to roll in. So I'm stoked, as you could tell. Can't wait. I got my new Air Boss 750 last week. So I'm out in the yard spraying water all over. This is awesome. This is awesome.
Well, congratulations, man. And the FTDP, right? Follow the dang process. Talk about all the time, man. Just stay consistent. It's like that drum beat just needs to be consistently beating on that drum. And what happens is if you do that consistently with discipline and you fill that pipeline and you're pushing those dominoes, as the analogy goes, you're going to have stuff that will come out of the other side of that pipeline, right? And so I'm sure that as you're seeing those proposals that you're pushing through Dash, like as they're going through, you're seeing them go to a closed won stage, man. And it's a sexy thing when that happens in your pipeline, man. For sure.
It feels pretty good. It looks good. It feels good.
Cool. Well, now you have to go and service it. So that's going to be even more fun. Then collect the cash is like the cherry on top.
Yes, can't wait for that part.
Congratulations, Kyle, man. I
Thanks,
really,
guys.
really,
Thanks,
really
everybody,
excited for you.
for all your help and assistance and advice. Really appreciate everybody here.
Let's go, Mr. Keeping. Let's rock and roll, brother.
Yeah, the other day I received a phone call from a place called Tilsonburg Retirement Home. They want to rip out the existing. They want the foundation redone with gravel and install. So the paving company that I'm partnered with right now, they're going to go quote it and hopefully together.
Congratulations, brother. Same
Yeah.
thing. Same thing. Discipline in your pipeline, man. Nail those assessments. Nail those proposals. Keep
Yeah.
consistent.
Yeah. Yeah,
Consistent.
it's starting to get busy now. So
Yeah, it will get busy. It will get busy. It'll get busy for the people that push those dominoes.
yeah, yeah. The
Right?
weather here just needs to cooperate, though.
Yeah. Fill it up. Load up your calendar, man. Your schedule. Raise your hand if you've got some jobs on the board right now. Raise your hand if you've got some jobs on the board. All right. So the majority, for those of you that have your hand up, I know you've put some work in, right? You've put some work in. I don't know what that level of work is, but if that dial's cranked all the way up to 9.5 out of 10, we know you're going to get real successful results out of that, man. Just stay consistent. For those of you that are running at, let's say, a 1 on 10, all I'm saying is put some fuel in there. Let's dial that up. It doesn't have to be straight to 9, but you can definitely give it a boost to, let's say, 3 or 4 and continue to scale that, right? Anyone else have any other wins? I know, Mr. Wallace, you had double hands up, brother. Like when we said, hey, you have any wins? Robert Wallace was like double handing this thing. What is it?
Well,
brother?
he's on now. Steve, come on. You just picked up your first job, buddy. You need to announce that yourself, man.
Sure. So I sent out about 300 emails last week to, I'm in commercial cleaning, janitorial services, and I just felt I was leaving money on the table with pressure washing, window washing, possibly line striping. And I said, let's jump into this. I sent out about 350 emails. I got about 6 positive replies. I've got a bid out there for $3,000, $4,000, a couple under $1,000. We did our first job today. I got a little video if you want to see it, but it was, we just did it for free. It was like 19 spaces. We just wanted to get used to the equipment, kind of make all of our rookie mistakes, by helping someone out. And yeah, it was a good time. And yeah, everything turned out well.
Congratulations, Steve. It's good stuff, man. Guys, there's lots of wins right here in this community. What's going on? It's lighting up, right? This is good stuff. Who else has some wins? I know that, man, I see a bunch. I know a lot of you have wins because I've met with a lot of you this week and I've communicated. I've got Matt Phillips on, man. He's got multiple wins that are coming on. Let's go. Let's talk about them.
There we go. I got my volume off. Hey, just talking about the, getting prepared, doing stuff, getting equipment ready to go. We've got a couple big jobs, a school and a church combination, just under 85,000 square feet, and a storage facility, 107,000 square feet of seal coat. Just those are my first 2 jobs on the books. I've got multiple jobs, but those are my 2 big ones there. And just, if you just put it out there, get your name going, be responsible, be on time, be quality mind control, you'll just get repeat business, guys. So any of you new guys to seal coating, just focus on making sure quality, cleaning, everything that you can, so you'll just repeat business. So I mean, that's how you do it, and that's how you make that multi-figure business that just excel.
I love it, man. Like I'm watching, there's multiple people on the screen right now that I know personally have closed multiple 5-figure jobs in less than 30 days of starting their business. Like there's multiple people on this screen right now, and you won't all speak up, but I know for a fact that you guys are freaking dominating. You're following the process, guys. Get out there. Remember how we operate. We're not just a driveway seal coating company, right? Everybody agree with me here? We're not a driveway seal coating company. We're way beyond that. Pavement asset management solutions provider, man. Like that's what we do. Jace Richens, what is going on, man? I know you have a win. I believe what I think it is, but let's see.
Yeah, so just barely went public with the business 5 days ago, and it's been going nuts, man. I've got like 33K in the pipeline. I just quoted a 48,000 square foot storage facility today that I'll find out tomorrow, but looks promising. And I have 3 more bids to do tomorrow. So it's popping off fast. And I pick up the Air Boss tomorrow.
We had these conversations right at the beginning. You remember exactly what these conversations were like, brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's grow, team. It's go time. Remember, if we sit idle, nothing's going to happen. But if we follow the process, guys, you guys have access. A lot of you have access to the vault. You have access to Dash. You've got access to the YouTube videos, resources, tools. Like you've got access everywhere. Leverage it. Become a master of your craft, guys, and build the future that you truly want, man. And I'll tell you, it's going to be like drinking from a fire hose nonstop from now until the time that you've built a company and sold it. It's always drinking from a fire hose. Skylar and I were just chatting about that earlier, right, Skylar?
It was gross. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Yeah. From day one to as big as you get, it's going to be, you're going to create fires, put them out, create fires, put them out, and just pick and choose your battles, right? You know, really figure out what the constraint is, focus on that, and then start a new fire somewhere else.
Like, if anyone on here for a second thinks that for one moment, as an entrepreneur or business owner, someone that works with an entrepreneur, if you think that it's going to be smooth sailing and cupcakes and butterflies for the rest of business, you're in dreamland, which actually probably transitions right into Brandon Harris, who's got his hand up as well. But I'm sure, brother, you're talking about, brother, you've got all kinds of stuff going on right now with a growing company. You're building an enterprise level business right out of the gate. And, you know, you're not sitting back and waiting for all the magic to happen. You're powering this forward, brother.
Yeah. So we bid our first job. That was probably 2.5 weeks ago, and $75,000 job, first job out of the gate. We're subbing out about $42,000 worth to a local paving company, which has been great to work with. And we secured a lot of the pothole patching, line striping, crack filling. And we got some other apartment communities that have naturally always organically asked us if we do this work. And we're now finally capitalizing on that work. And we've got another bid out there currently with another one in the works. So it's going good. The biggest win for us, honestly, is that we secured our right guy for the job. We secured our divisional manager for this company that we're starting out, and he's got a lot of growth. He's growth minded, and he's got almost 20 years of experience, and he really wants to help us grow this thing. So, you know, owning my business I own now, I know that's all about the employees, and couldn't do it without them. So I'm really, really excited to finally find the right guy that can help us grow this thing. It's the most absolute important asset of the entire operation is the people. So really, really glad to finally get him, and got a lot of equipment on order coming in soon. So it's looking really good. So
stoked for you, man. It's super, super exciting. Speaking about people too, Brandon, I want to give a shout out right now to my whole team, man. My whole marketing team, my whole sales team, my operations team, our consultants. I want to give a shout out to all of you guys, man, because this would not be possible without you guys. We wouldn't even be on the screen together right now if it wasn't for you guys. And so thank you to Team AK for you guys literally putting in those endless amount of hours and that time and that discipline. You guys show up early to meetings. You guys are awesome, man. And I just want to give a big shout out. So Brandon, I couldn't agree more, man. It's about the people, 100%. Business that's transactional and dry is no fun at all, guys.
Yeah, I got people in my other organization that, I mean, they treat it like their own business, and, you know, I treat them like family, and I take care of them. It's the old system of you scratch my back, I scratch your back, and it works really well. I take really good care of people that help me grow and help me do things. So it's worked out real well.
Let's go, man. I know you have nothing but great success and some good battles too along the way, man. So let's rock it. Let's do it. Mr. Chris, you've got your hand up, brother. Let's go.
Yeah, so my win for the week is I was doing a job about a month ago, and I knocked on the neighbor's door, which is a small self-storage unit, is about 29,000 square feet. They didn't need services at that moment, but I've been keeping in touch with them about every week and a half, and they just barely gave me their entire property list to look over. We're gonna have a meeting next Thursday. It's a grand total of about 650,000 square feet in total. It's 5 storage facilities. At first, it terrified me, and then luckily through this community, I've met Jace Richens, and some of those self-storage are down in his area. So we were talking about partnering on them, so that way we can use my air boss and his air boss together to knock those out. So,
Dude, so hold on for a second. How long, Chris, have you been in business now?
2 months, I guess, is probably when I first started calling.
Watch this. Jace, how long you been in business for, brother?
5 days.
This is too cool, guys. Well done. Well done. You know what else you guys need to remember? Just remember this, right? That we have badass people who are ultra experienced, that if you get into a job that's over your head, just know that you don't have to say no to it, that you can always have one of our team members that can come in and help you to actually execute on that job and make sure it's done properly with the training. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's not a cost, it's not an expense. Remember about investing into the business so that you can get sharp quickly, because getting sharp quickly means that your growth pattern will turn more hockey stick more quickly. You'll become more convicted. You'll deal with less pain and potentially, you know, inefficiencies that could impede on the profit relating to your business. So I know that there are, like Skylar, for example. Skylar's traveled to go do projects. He's coached in the field. He's got teams of people. At the end of the day, if there's a big fat project that you guys have, and that goes for anyone on here, if you need help with that stuff, guys, don't be afraid to call out. You are not alone, guys, right? It's about partnering up and making it work. It takes 2 hands to clap. You know, it's not about one side getting more or one side getting less. It's about coming up with a good deal together that everybody's happy and walking away super excited. But Chris, Jace, I'm excited for you guys, man. You're just getting kickstarted here, and these engines are going to roar up real quick for you guys, man. Excited for you. I also want you guys to know I really appreciate your business, man, and your patience and your understanding and working with us through processes. Any challenges that we've had, I want you to know that we really do appreciate you guys and to help. All right. Very important.
Thank you.
Right. Well, you're very welcome. We've got Jeff on here. Jeff, can you hear us right now? You just posted in the comments. Are you able to hear us, Jeff?
Yes.
Hey, Jeff, what's happening? What's going on?
This is the second one I've sat in, just kind of listening to everything that everybody's talking about. I've been curious about doing this for at least a year, and I bought into a franchise back in November of 2022, and to make a long story short, it ended up costing me tens of thousands of dollars. I went broke. I went from an 805 credit rating down to like a 500 credit rating. My whole life fell apart, and I'm really very skeptical about getting into self business again. And I don't know you all from Adam, and I'm just really I've been really burnt, and I don't know if I'm going to go through with this or not.
Well, I think it's important not to hear from me. I think it's important to hear from the community, from people who have built businesses that have built businesses, not just, a month old, 2 months old, but people who have been on here for a while and just get their feedback. So would you be interested in feedback, and what kind of feedback are you looking for?
Yeah, I just keep listening, and no, I guess maybe I thought about buying some door flyers and hanging them on doorknobs, and maybe trying some routes of maybe people that my parents might know here in town in Louisville. They know quite a few people, and owners of businesses and things. So I could possibly have some nice inroads, but I'm just very worried about, I don't even have a truck anymore. I lost that too. I had a wrapped truck in the business the franchise that I got into with Belfour. And I lost that truck too. And now I still owe $7,000 on that truck. And I just wish things had turned out differently. I couldn't get a single worker to work longer than 3 weeks for me. Most of them lasted a day or two.
Well, what I will say is this, man, like I'm gonna speak this out right now. I want you to know that failure is not a loss. Like, failure is not a spot that you should live in for too long, man. You should like literally celebrate failure at times so that you can move on to other things and grow from that, and then go into something that you can actually grow. The question is, are you stuck in the past, in that cauldron of pus, that shit that you're in, or are you ready to go and create something that's new and really explore something? And how in are you out of 10 with something that you may commit to? Are you 10 on 10, or are you like 3 on 10? Are you like, you know what I mean? It really, are you in the past? Are you ready to do something? Where are you in that regard?
I'm trying to turn my life around and my finances around. It's just slow going, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jace, do you have your hand up that you wanted to say something relating to this, or a different question, brother? Yeah, go ahead, Jace.
So I can relate to you with this because I also owned a franchise for about 3 years. Thank God I did not go broke, but everything that we were shown and taught was wrong. Had to go out and get my own processes, never got any leads from them. And I watched literally almost every other franchisee go through the exact same thing that you went through. So you're not alone. And my suggestion would be go for it. When you don't have, like, I'm thinking about the revenue that's going to be coming in and not having to give such a large chunk of that away.
Yeah.
And it's going to be unprofitable because I was profitable even with giving that away. And now that I'm going to be able to do as I please with it and do things the way I want them done, it's fantastic. Because the business was actually worth quite a bit of money when I sold it, but I sold it for pennies because selling it for what it was actually worth, because I knew that going in. So it was hard to forget. Like, I've been employed now for almost 2 years. And just in the last probably 8 months, I've just had the itch, like I've got to get back out and do it on my own. So
Yeah.
I would say get everything to the ground and go for it, man.
Okay. I
literally told Judd the exact same thing before I pulled the trigger on equipment and stuff. I was like, dude, this like seems too good to be true. But it's been a few months now that I've been involved with these, and it's not.
So there are people here that have started out with a car and 5-gallon buckets in the back of their trunk. I mean, 'cause right now I can't afford to buy a truck. Maybe after I get my taxes back, who knows?
I can tell you, brother, we're here right now because I had literally $8 in my pocket. That's how I started my driveway seal coating business.
Really?
I had $8. I had a Volkswagen Rabbit, 1984 Rabbit GTI that had no floors. It was like a Fred Flintstone car. And I was in the back seat of my car. I went to a local hardware store, bought a 5-gallon pail and a paint roller, not even a seal coat brush or a squeegee. It was a paint roller, and I rolled the driveway.
Did people reject you because you showed up in a car?
No, man, nobody rejected me in that moment. Absolutely not. It was how I communicated.
Really?
It was how I communicated authentically, how I was like actually just talking to somebody about how I wanted to cut the grass back on the edges of the driveway, clean the driveway up, seal some cracks, and then I wanted to get it all black and save them a Sunday from getting their boots all full of their new shoes or their boots full of seal coat. And I charged them $200 to do the job, right? So, you know, you walk away at the end of it with $150, let's say, and you go and take that 150 and you put it into more sealer and tools, and you grow from there. Obviously that growth that growth takes a long time at that level, but you got to start somewhere, as the old saying goes. But what I'd urge for you to do, man, is like, there's a lot of people on here right now. A lot of people have email addresses that they've posted. This network is not designed to sell you. This network is designed to allow you to connect so that you can determine if this is a path for you or not. If it's not we don't have any interest in you starting something that you're not going to follow through with, man. And there's no territories, there's no franchise fees, there's none of that bullshit. You literally are building your own game, working your own schedule, your own time. But asphalt's everywhere. There's required and beyond. So really comes down to how in are you, how out are you, you know? So
is there a way that you would check yourself in the Louisville market to see if it's just saturated with workers and there's just not going to be enough work for me?
yeah, 99% of the people don't answer their phone in the first place, man. So if you just answer your phone and you go knock on doors, shake hands, and you kick ass and take names, you're going to go and close some business. I mean, that's the reality of it. I mean, you heard Kyle at the beginning of this conversation, right? Kyle, he was like, man, I'm not getting any deals right out of the gate, but he kept the drumbeat, kept pushing out the proposals, did his follow-ups, and all of a sudden he's stacked up with work that he's going to have to try to figure out because he's closing more than he can probably handle on his own.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll, before the end of the week, I will call your company and talk to one of your coaches or whoever answers the phone and see where we can go from there.
We're
I
happy.
appreciate the conversation, Judd.
Happy to help, Jeff. No problems, man.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Welcome. Gabriel, what's happening, brother? You are muted, so click that microphone. Yeah, there we go.
Hey, man, I had a question. It was unrelated to the Jeff thing, so I'm glad that got resolved, it sounded like. But I mean, just to Jeff though, just keep your head up, bro. We all fail. There's no point of winning if you ain't gonna fail. Then like everybody's winning. You know what I'm saying? Like it just comes with it, bro. You know what I mean? Like I was living in a van in Minnesota in -20-degree weather. Like I had a propane heater and a 20-pound propane tank in that motherfucker. Like it is what it is, bro. You just keep going, one foot in front of the other. Okay. But to get past it though, one of the things that I notice in my area is that we have a lot of strip malls that have either just terrible striping or no striping at all. But my confusion is, who do I call for the strip mall? Like, how do I get into figuring out like I don't call Subway, like I don't call the general manager at Subway. I gotta contact the property manager of the whole strip mall. And I think I heard someone before saying that they were doing a strip mall. I just wanted to kind of just pry into how his process of gaining that lead was.
Anyone want to step in here on this? Matt Phillips, go ahead, brother.
Hey, Gabriel. Yeah, there is that contact is where I would start with that manager of Subway and say, who's the manager? Who do you report to when you have unsafe parking lot or anything? Who do you report to? And try that route. Now, a lot of strip malls, as Judd was talking about earlier, for the contractors, a lot of these national companies take care of. So here in little teeny Cedar City, Utah, in southern Utah, a Subway strip mall that has a Subway sandwich. I've been in there trying out after them for several years. And last year we got contacted by some national property manager from back east that contacted us, said, hey, we need to get that done. So it's just business cards, dropping off flyers, just be top of mind awareness, because that manager of the Subway, and if there's a clothing shop or something, if you go in there and just say, hey, I want to make your parking lot look great here, if you can hand this up the line to whoever you have to, that's the best way to get that contact in place. A lot of times that's the only way, is just being top of mind for those owners. If you do stumble do a job for one strip mall, ask that contact, say, hey, in my town here, do you guys oversee other strip malls? Because on their mind, they're putting out fires on that strip mall right now. So they may not think to say, hey, I've got this one or I got this one. So you got to be proactive and say, hey, do you have any other ones here for them to think about, and just do a good job, do a quality job. And so they keep coming back to you.
Okay.
Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, I think it does, because I didn't want to go into a Subway and then make myself look like a fool by not asking the right guy. But you definitely calm my nerves by saying, no, that's exactly the person I need to be speaking to.
Yeah, sometimes that's the only your only avenue. There is software. There are some applications online that you could pay to track who's managing, but and Skylar might have an answer to this too, or other people. But yeah, the best is business card, maybe a brochure or a flyer. I give out little squeegee stress ball traffic cones with my information on it. You just want to be top of mind awareness. And that goes for strip malls, gas stations, anything on Main Street that their parking lot looks like shit. They may not call you today or tomorrow. I'm getting calls from stuff that I know I handed out cards 3-5 years ago. And so now you just want to be that top person. Top of mind is the key there.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Excellent. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate you, brother. And also the other thing too is it never hurts to have a conversation and say, hey, who here is responsible for the parking lot outside? I noticed there's some liability risks, some tripping hazards. I want to talk to them about it.
All right. Hey, would you mind, because Billy is really wrapped up with the with the racetrack, trying to finish it up.
Yeah.
And he's got me really on sales, just because I have sales experience. I made some big sales at a company I used to work for in Minnesota. And now we're trying to take that over into being our own bosses, right? So,
Cool.
If you could email me, I could drop my email in the chat. If you could email me the AK Vault, it's like a PDF he was telling me.
So he's going to have to give you access to that because he's got it unlocked on his side. He'll have to give you that on that side. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I'll just be patient, brother. That's all right.
Yeah, he'll set you up, man. No problem at all. He'll give you that key.
All right. Cool.
All right, let's rock and roll. Mike, Asphalt Redeemers in the house. Let's go. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I just wanted to speak. Well, I'm speaking to everybody, but Jeff, I really like that question you had right there, because you know what? When I first started coming on here about 18 months ago, when I started watching some of these videos, I had 3 part-time jobs and almost a full-time caregiver taking care of my mother-in-law with my family. And man, I was worn out. And at first I was kind of skeptical, but you know what? I went to some of the live events. I met Judd, I met Skylar, I met Dom, man, I met Rob McKenzie, man, I met everyone, man, Coach Anthony. And you know what? These people are the same people on here that you'll meet in real life. They want to build strong relationships. They want to encourage you. When you fall down, you don't know what to do. They want to help pick you up. They want to breathe life and speak life into your business. Now, my suggestion would be you just keep coming back every week and eat up and feed on what you can. Speak. If you got questions, ask questions. There's no dumb question on here. The only dumb question is the one that's not asked, because then you ain't going to find your answer. So, man, I just say plug in, ride around. Now, when you ride around now, be real focus-minded. Now, pay attention to the road, because I do this all the time. I'd be looking in the parking lot, and I'd be like, you know what I mean? Pay attention, but look all around you. Pavement is everywhere. A lot of these people just ain't had nobody ask them. Don't get discouraged because you don't think you got the right talent or the right skill. look, they coach you on 100 different things here, but focus on the 10 or the 3 that you really, 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 really need to know right now. And that's the structure, that's the relationship side of this business, because when you start building that, you'll have this victory in 5 days. Now, yours might take 5 months. It might depend on what pace you're at or how hungry you are for it. So, man, I just want you to know, man, don't be in fear of everything because you got burned one time, because that's a growing pain. Now you know not what let happen to you again. But there's so much free information in here, man, to bring you along, to let you know this is what they're giving us, man, for free. For absolutely free, man. They're giving me more free stuff than I paid them for. God bless y'all, Judd. But hey, I just wanted to share that with you, man, and encourage you and anybody else on here that hears this, man. This is the real deal, man. These are your friends. These are your people, and they want to celebrate your victories, and they want to help you through your losses. Love y'all.
Love you too, Mike. You want to know something? When you can imagine that, right? Imagine that you could build a business and have a customer actually say that about your business, right? That's what we all need to be building here. We need to be able to love our business so very much that we're willing to pour into it and create remarkable experiences for our clients so that they rave about us, that they become fans and evangelists. That's what you want in your business, team. Like, that's the way you need to build your business. That's how you build a business that you kick the sheets off in the morning and you're super excited to come to work. Like, guys, the roundtable every week for the last 5 years, you know what I mean? Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I'm here, and more times than not, like 99% attendance. You know what I'm saying? Every week, my wife says, another roundtable, honey. I said, yeah, another roundtable. I absolutely love it. I couldn't think of a better thing to do but to pour into this world with people who are going to actually embrace it and go do something with it. That's my biggest fear, by the way, to all of you. I just want you to know my biggest fear is that you're going to leave and not do the things that you need to do to be able to actually build the future that you desire in your life. Like, that's genuinely it. That's my biggest fear. I say it at our live events, guys. Like, I'll say it, man. Like, we just taught you guys all kinds of good stuff. You have access to the vault. You have access to all this stuff. Bingo, bango, bango. And now my biggest fear is you're not going to go activate it. And so, guys, please, please, please don't just show up. That's one thing. Showing up is success, right? But please don't just show up. Show up and take what you learn, apply it and practice it, measure it, try, fail, and come back, grow from your failures and become stronger, right? That's the key. That's the key, man. That's the key. Steve, you've got your hand up. Let's roll.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm just getting into this. Jeff, sorry you had a bad experience with the franchise. I'm in a franchise, but my brother owns the franchise. So we're in commercial cleaning. We've been doing it for 25 years and everything is good. But just getting into the striping, I think this season I want to really just focus on the restriping. But we're going to come across lots that need crack fills and whatnot. So I'm curious how to go about finding that guy who's, do you just search for Google reviews? If you find a big company, they're going to say, oh, great, they need a job. They may just come in and take the whole thing and, just bypass you, So has anybody had luck with, kind of going about finding crack fillers or seal coaters, that'll, work with you in the beginning? I expect by next year we'll be doing crack fills and possibly even seal coating. But this year, I just kind of want to focus on restripes and, get really confident in that and growing the business. But yeah, I'm just concerned about, just like I am in my janitorial business, if I go out to outsource somebody to do window cleaning, they may also do janitorial service. And they walk in the door and start chit-chatting with the receptionist and go, hey, how's everything going? Is everything perfect with the janitorial service? And all of a sudden they just worked you out the door if you were having some problems. So I was wondering people's results, or, maybe a way to go about getting that other than referrals, but I don't know anybody in the asphalt business right now.
Right. Steve, just so you know, with this, it's called subcontracting, and yeah. I don't like to call it subcontracting, though. It's very transactional when you say everybody talks about. I like to say performance partners. Those are partners that you develop. Those are ones that you nurture. They become your partners and being able to execute on projects. But I'm going to pass the torch through to Skylar, Coach Skylar, over on this, because I know that, you know, he's worked with performance partners on multiple six-figure projects and stuff like that. So I think that it's important to hear from someone who's doing, not just has done it, but who is doing it actively with their business right now. Skylar, I'm passing you the torch, brother. Let's go.
What's up? Nice to meet you. I have something that I want to pitch in that I thought was like one of the most genuine things that I ever heard from someone in their whole life. They asked me this question. It was a client over this past week, and we were just talking a little bit, and he asked me the same question. He goes, well, how do you find subcontractors? He goes, I own a concrete business. I was like, well, you have subcontractors there. And I was like, so how do you find subcontractors with your concrete business? He said, well, we just find the concrete trucks on the road and we follow them to a job site because there has to be a contractor on the other side of the concrete truck. And I was like, that is the most genuine thing I've ever heard in my whole life. But it was so simple and so true, right? I was like, yo, this guy, like, he just reinvented the wheel. But it's not quite as easy. You don't see a ton of seal coating rigs on the road that you can follow around. But, you know, so anyway, typically my perspective, what I like to do first is Google reviews are great. You can find contractors on there. I typically say the first place I call is you call the plant, call the manufacturer, find your local plant, find your local manufacturer of sealant or, you know, whatever, the local distributor and someone reputable, right? You're going to want to go to a larger vendor. You're not trying to go to a small broker, whoever that is. Call the plant and say, hey, who's some of your best clients? And they'll definitely give you at least 3 to 5 names. And my process from there is I take each one of those people to lunch, I interview them, and I ask them a couple questions. What makes you stand apart? Who should I stay away from in the industry? And, you know, basically, are you open to doing this? Some guys, they're just, you know, like you're saying, they're boneheaded and they're going to say no. And, you know, they just have a small mindset. I'm kicking them out the door. The reason why I ask, who should I stay away from? Because sometimes the person that sits in front of you and you think is the rock star, you talk to 5 people and each one of them says, oh, I'd stay away from Bobby. I'd stay away from Bobby. I'd stay away from Bobby. And all of a sudden something starts to add up. And then from there, you're going to have a couple contractors left. And what I ask is, hey, do you mind if I just basically do a ride along? I'll follow you guys to a site and I just want to watch you guys work for a day. I don't want to get my hands in on it. I don't want to do anything. I just want to stand on the sidelines and see your operation. When you see someone in the field, you're going to real quickly know how professional they are. Are they showing up right? Are the guys slapping each other with the seal wands? Or are they laying sealer down, right? You know what I mean? How are they handling themselves? How do they show up? How do they execute a project? Then from there, you know, I kind of take my pick and build the relationship. And I would say don't let it discourage you about finding the biggest contractor and, you know, him trying to steal work. Like, I'm not going to say we're the largest contractor, but we are a larger contractor. And if you would call me and say, hey, I need this painted, crack filled, seal coated, whatever it is, we would gladly come in and do it. And I would not at all worry about anything else. It's irrelevant to me, right? I would 100% take the revenue that someone already sold for me because we're really good at showing up and executing. You know, it's just another ticket on the book for my guys. So like, I could literally care less. It's kind of a sweetheart deal for me, right? Like, you're telling me I didn't have to put the work in it and I still get paid. Sweet. So, you know, I wouldn't let a large, like the size of a contractor discourage you. You just got to make sure they have the right mindset, right? So that would be my advice. And again, whether that's like Judd saying, you know, multiple 6 figures, because we work with performance partners as well, right? You know, we pave jobs that are, you know, very, very large. Like, we'll do things that are 4 to 6 lifts, right? Pavements 10, 12 inches deep because we're in tractor trailer yards and things like that. And we're laying so much blacktop, it is ridiculous. And, you know, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And there's money to be made from the start to finish. And I wouldn't get too hung up with just the striping. You're going to realize that seal coating, crack filling, and striping all kind of compound, and it is definitely an easy foot in the door. But the money is in selling all the services together, because you can take the $3,000 ticket that got your foot in the door and turn it into a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 ticket. And even if you don't self-perform it, there is thousands of dollars to be made with the right performance partner.
Appreciate it.
Really, really important point. Thank you, Skylar. Something to just bring up here, team. And it's like, Steve, in your early stages of your business, people make really huge mistakes when they're first starting out, and they actually name their business completely incorrectly because of their lack of knowledge. They just don't know. And so when you go to do your branding and you're going to build it and so on, if you put yourself in a corner relating to a striping name, that could bite you in the ass later on when you become truly a full pavement management solutions company. And so just, when you look at Jace Richen's email address at the bottom of his screen, it's 7P Pavement Solutions. You can see that company name right there doesn't limit him to striping, right? And so like, if I was starting all over again from a brand that was completely from scratch, I would just, with the knowledge that we have in the community and so on, it's different for some of us because we've already built the business and now we're learning about the brand is everywhere and it's all over the place. But if you actually think about it, if you have the opportunity in an early stage to shape the name of your company and build your branding around being a full pavement management solutions company, you're going to end up not regretting it. I promise you. Very important. Raise your hand if you're committed to keeping pavement safe for your clients. Long lasting, to save them money, and then to make it look great as well, right? We're all on side with that. And so you don't need to just be that client that contractor that's going out to stripe lots. You can do so much more than that, right? Keeping a parking lot safe, striping is part of that, but all the liability risks, tripping hazards, catch basins, any kind of challenges. Remember, Walmart had a case that they lost, a legal case, $2.45 million trip and fall on the lot. It's literally, you can Google it. It was in California. They lost. It's $2.45 million lawsuit for a trip and fall on a pothole. It was actually not even a pothole. It was a small depressed area of asphalt due to a crack, and it was half-inch deep. She tripped, she fell, 2.45 million. If you're not leveraging that kind of social proof for your business to help your customers think about safety, then we're missing out, right? So Steve, build a pavement management solutions business. You may self-perform the striping, but the other stuff you can build partnerships with. Make more money. A lot more money. Cool. Team, we're down to our last 5 minutes of the round table here. Any last questions? Feel free to just pop your hand up or just raise it on screen. Anything, any comments, any feedback, anything you'd like to share? Chris.
So this might be an absurd question based on what I said earlier. Where do you guys do your cleanouts if you don't have a yard? Like a shop yard of your seal coat takes?
I'm gonna let somebody else answer.
I have a good solution. Build a really good partnership with a paving partner, and they typically always have piles and piles and piles of millings. And seal coat is made to go on asphalt, and millings is piles of asphalt. Dump it in, let it get hard. Again, you can't like dump it on top and it's running everywhere, but our partner has a huge pile that's like, it's so big, like we can dump sealer on it and clean out water if we need, and it dries right on the broken up blacktop pieces. They grind it up in a month or two anyway, and it's just sealer in their fine millings is really what it is. It's no difference in the sealer on the pavement. You can also check with local municipalities. Like there's actually a couple municipalities by us that you can discharge straight into the system. So if it's going into public sewer, they'll let you discharge there. You just got to check with regulation. And trust me, after you get big enough, all the government agencies want to know what's going on. So EPA, OSHA, they all want to know where the material is going. A lot of it too is like try and keep it as solid as possible. Ideally, you donate like you don't want to go dump, whatever, 1,000 gallons of sealer, 500 gallons of sealer. I'd rather go seal some old lady's house or a church lot or something and put it down on the ground first. And if you still have dirty water or whatever, that's really where I would say you'd get discharged. But if you can let it get hard, let it get hard. And 9 times out of 10, you can throw the hard pieces away, whether that be paint or sealer. And the rest, my other recommendations.
You can also, another that people have done is if you have a site that would allow you to have 4 totes that are, 2 totes, 3 totes, or 4 totes, then you can discharge also into a tote and use that for dilution for future dilution in your sealer. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, Judd and Chris, I was going to throw out as well.
Yeah.
At Walmart, they have the small little swimming pools. So if you're like in an area that you just have no place to dump at, but you're just trying to clean out a hose or something, one of those Walmart, the little kiddie pools, put a little sand in it, discharge into that and let it sit out. It'll dry and you can, chunk that up and throw it into a dumpster. But that's like for emergency or if you're in a situation where you're just trying to clean out. I had somebody from AK Roundtable call me up and says, "Hey Matt, what on my trash pump? How do I keep my trash pump clean?" And I just told him, I says, get a 55-gallon drum of water, filter that water through your trash pump back into your bulk tank or into your tote, and just keep water in that trash pump so you're not storing and having that crap harden up and ruin your trash pump. But you just circulate it back into your tank. If you're getting your tank too diluted, then dump into another 55-gallon drum and then just let it evaporate off.
Yeah, for anyone that has centrifugal operated units, you definitely want to be doing water flush after you've performed with it. And you can siphon water through the system, bypass your tank, and then put that suck from a 55-gallon drum through your pump, out your spray gun directly into the top of that drum, or take your return feed off of the cam lock and put that in the top of your drum so that it moves faster. But for those of you with air operated units, it's a completely different flush than the centrifugal, just to be clear.
Yep.
But yeah, the ideal scenario is, you want to save time. You want to be as efficient as you possibly can, but at the same time, you want to not be traveling around too much. If you could have some totes for some minor waste that's in there that could become your dilution material for your seal coat, you can always do that as well, right? Depends how you're getting filled locally. Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Awesome. All right, team. We're at the top of the hour. We're going to go through a 1-word close tonight. 1-word close. It's 1 word to describe the meeting tonight. Just 1 word and start in no particular order, but we like to do these from time to time. 1-word close. Let's go, Kyle. You're up first. No particular order. 1-word close for the roundtable meeting tonight.
Stoked.
Thank you. Robert Wallace.
Grateful.
Chris.
Thankful.
Chad.
Consistency.
John Martin.
Informative.
Rory. You're muted.
Thankful.
Mike.
Oh,
Andrew.
Motivated.
Steven.
Me?
Yeah.
Re-energized.
Good to see you, brother.
You too, Jen.
Steve. Steve Kahn, you've got your mute on.
Pumped.
Pumped. Nice. Coach Scholar.
Drumbeat.
Yes, sir. Dylan Malone.
Network.
Contractor network, right? Let's go. Jace Richins.
Motivated.
Gabriel.
Motivating.
Mr. Harris.
Network.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for community. Same kind of final word there. I'm really grateful that we've been able to build this community, guys. It's getting stronger. It's getting more powerful. There's more wins, a lot more success that's coming out of it. To think about where we were just a short 5 years ago, even a short 3 years ago, even a short year ago, even a short 6 months ago, things are getting sharper, things are getting more optimized, and we're hearing about more and more success. And so let that success fuel you. Keep that consistency, guys. Don't sit back and idle. It's go time. Season's here, guys. Fill up your pipes with the deals. Make sure you're laser focused on the right kind of deals. And we got to go close those deals. All right. It's go time. All right, guys, everyone, we'll see you next week. Same time, same place, right here on the AK Roundtable. Have a good night,
Great
guys.
job, Judd.
Thanks so much.